my YouTube friends. Welcome to another video. In this video, wanted to put together like a better compilation of my before and after pictures from my 70-pound weight loss, because it's been about a year since I uploaded that video and people were asking for more pictures of before and after. So that's what I'm going to put together mainly in this video, and then I will talk a little bit about where I'm at now. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I did not start eating a plant-based diet with the intent to lose weight. Oh, and if you're a new follower here, I just want to say hi and welcome. But yeah, so I didn't start doing this way of eating with the intention to lose weight. It was really because my father was in poor health. He needed to change his diet to try to save his life and hopefully reverse some of his health problems. So we looked into plant-based eating as an option to do that, and he decided to try it, and I wanted to be supportive of him, so I did this right along with him. And long story short, we both turned our health around. We're doing much better now, the both of us, and we each lost 70 pounds apiece. So yeah, the reason that I started eating this way was for health reasons, mainly for my father, not even for myself. But there's no denying that one of the pleasant side effects of this has been weight loss, and so that's what I'm going to focus on in this video. So just kind of give you a very quick background so that you understand some of the roller coaster that I've been on, you know, a majority of my life with regards to my weight. I really wasn't heavy as a teenager or as a young adult in college. I played a lot of sports. I stayed pretty trim and fit, and then I got married when I was 23. Kind of slacked off on the eating and exercising, and I put on about 40 pounds. And when I was about 25 or 26, I weighed about 175 pounds, and I'm just a little bit under 5'7". So I was pretty overweight, and I decided to start working out and, you know, watching what I ate. Hired a personal trainer, started lifting weights at the gym, started running again, and I had a nutritionist advising me on how to eat, because back then I was actually hoping to train for some sort of a physique competition, like to be on stage. So I was eating like 5 to 6 meals a day. I was training really hard, and I ended up losing 40 pounds. And then I got divorced in my late 20s, kind of went into a depression, stopped exercising, stopped, you know, the way I was eating, and started eating a whole lot of processed foods, junk foods, a lot of fast food, because I was just working a lot and just didn't feel really good about myself. And over the course of about 10 years, I gained 80 pounds. So when I was about 37 or 38, that's when I weighed my heaviest, and I was 215 pounds. And I stayed that way for several years. And then when my father started having his really serious health problems that could no longer be fixed by doctors, that's when we turned to plant-based eating. So yeah, I didn't start eating a plant-based diet until I was 40, and it took my dad and I a few months to really figure out what the heck we were doing, you know, how to cook these foods, what it was we were supposed to be eating, and it took a while for our taste buds to change as well. You know, from the rich, concentrated foods we had been eating, you know, switching over to these plant-based foods. So it took a little bit of time, but I'd say within about 6 months we really had a system down, and everything just kind of started to click for us. So my dad's weight loss transformation was actually pretty dramatic. He lost weight really quickly, and I think he lost weight probably too quickly, but he was in panic mode because his health was so bad, and he was really afraid he wasn't going to survive if he didn't lose weight quickly. So he dropped his weight really quickly. But if you look at before and after pictures of him, I think he actually looks a lot younger now, and my dad's going to be 69 this year. Me, it took about a year and a half to lose 70 pounds, which comes out to be about a pound a week, and that's really slow, healthy, sustainable weight loss, because it wasn't just a quick fix for, you know, my dad or me. It was more changing our lifestyle. So that meant we had to change our habits and change a lot of our behaviors, and that takes time to do. So yeah, it took about a year and a half for me to lose the weight, but I think the key here is that it was sustainable, because I've been able to keep my weight off for, you know, over 3 years at this point with really no problem. And I think one of the reasons that I, you know, lost weight so easily on a plant-based diet was the principle of calorie density. Calorie density is just the amount of calories that are in a unit of a particular food. and it varies depending on what type of food you're talking about. So for example, at the lowest end of the scale are your non-starchy vegetables, and these are things that you would normally see on something like a salad, you know, your greens, mushrooms, onions, carrots, tomatoes, summer squash, other vegetables like broccoli, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, those kinds of things, and they weigh in at about 100 calories per pound. Going a little bit further up the scale are your fruits, on average about 300 calories per pound, and then a little further up are your nice hearty starchy foods, and those are your potatoes, sweet potatoes, corn, rice and other whole grains, beans, peas and lentils, and your winter squashes, and those are about 400 to 600 calories per pound. And I ate primarily from these food groups, which were naturally lower in calorie density than the rich foods that I had been used to eating before that. And somebody made the comment, well, you know, you lost weight because you gave up junk food. So let's look at that. It's not entirely untrue. In fact, it probably would have worked, and the reason I know it would have worked is because I did it 20 years ago when I was bodybuilding. And at that time, I was eating a whole food diet. It wasn't a whole food plant-based diet because I was still eating a lot of animal protein, a lot of it. But it was a whole food diet. So a plate for me looked like a small portion of animal protein with maybe a sweet potato or a baked potato or a side of rice and then a side of vegetables. And I ate very little, if any, junk foods with that. And yes, I shed 40 pounds and I was working out really hard. But this time around, my dad and I decided to give up animal products because of the negative health effects associated with them, and he just couldn't risk having any more of that stuff in his diet because his blood vessels were just so badly damaged already. So we just couldn't take the risk, and we removed them from our diet, and we've honestly never looked back. And then over time we both learned about the ethics behind how our animals are treated to become food on our plate, and I'll be honest, that really sealed the deal for me. So yeah, we really are happy with the choices that we made. It worked for us. I know there's a lot of ways that, you know, people can lose weight. There's lots of different dietary patterns to follow to lose weight. This just happened to work for us. So back in August, I think it was, I made a video about wanting to go to the next step, like ready to take my fitness to the next level. And keep in mind, I have lost 70 of the 80 pounds that I gained when I was in my 30s. So I wouldn't say I'm struggling with the last 10, because honestly, I'm not unhappy with the way that I look and haven't been unhappy. I feel vibrant and healthy, and I think I look just fine. But I have wanted to just improve my fitness a little bit more, and I was like, yeah, I'm ready to do this, and obviously I wasn't ready to do it because I didn't do it, and it was one excuse after another. And then along came the holidays and a lot of, you know, feasting and rich foods and desserts and things like that, and then winter really set in, and of course I turned to food for warmth and comfort, and I was a little bit less active this winter than I am in the warmer months. So yeah, I actually ended up gaining, I think, right around 5 to 8 pounds. It varies a little bit over the winter, which was fine. I actually didn't feel or look any different, but I could tell that my work pants were just a little bit more uncomfortable. So I knew it was time to do something. So what I ended up doing was hiring a personal trainer, which, yes, that's an added expense, but we kind of worked it into our budget because it was something that's really important to me at this point. And I ended up joining our little gym here in town, which is very inexpensive, and it's nothing fancy, but it has all the equipment that we need. So I've been doing that for about 7 weeks now, and I wanted to start making this video series because we are starting to see some physical changes happening at this point. So my personal trainer is awesome. She's 56. She's in amazing shape. 3 years ago she did a bodybuilding competition, and now she's thinking about doing another bikini contest. And let me tell you, she's really, really motivating. I love working with her, and she's showing me how to do everything, you know, safely with really good form in the gym, because I did all this like 20 years ago, but honestly I've forgotten a lot of it, and I needed help getting back on track. So yes, I hired a professional at this point, and I'm glad that I did because I feel like I'm back home in the gym. I absolutely love it. I loved this when I did this 20 years ago. It just feels like my thing. I feel like I'm in my element, and I just absolutely love it. I think with me anyways, lifting weights is just really empowering, and it's a good way for me to get my extra energy out. So yeah, it's just something I absolutely love. So my trainer has me doing 3 sessions a week at the gym lifting weights, and then I'm doing my cardio on a daily basis. And I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just continuing to walk. I make sure that I incorporate hills and kind of change it up a little bit. Sometimes when I'm at work, I'll take the stairs because we have 11 floors at my hospital, so I'll take the stairs at least once, if not twice, instead of going for a walk, just to kind of change it up a little bit. So I'm not looking to do a bikini contest or anything like that. I just told my trainer I want something that's sustainable, that I can realistically do for the rest of my life. I'm going to end up being that 85-year-old who's still lifting weights, and I'm just looking to improve my strength and flexibility, and you know, to kind of reshape my body and get some lean, shapely muscle going. So we are already starting to see some physical changes, which is really motivating. She told me it wouldn't happen for, you know, the first 8 weeks or so, and then all of a sudden we'd start seeing changes. So next week is our 8th week, and she's going to be doing some more body measurements, and we'll compare them to the ones that she did when I first started. So I'm really excited about taking you guys along with me on this experience, because for a lot of people, losing the last 10, 15, 20 pounds can be a challenge, because it's almost like your body fights back when you start getting closer to trim body weight, and you have to change some things up as far as your diet and exercise goes, and you got to push yourself a little bit harder at that point. So yeah, I want to take you along with me, because throughout this whole channel I've always tried to be just myself and be real and genuine, and you're going to see the ups and the downs. So yeah, I think this is going to be really interesting, and hopefully it can be motivating and inspiring to somebody else. So that's all I got today. So I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of this day. You enjoy your day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.